In the caste census, we reiterated our support to having a caste census along with the general census on the general population census of 2021. If there is any requirement to have any legal backing to ensure that this sort of a caste census must take place, that must be brought before the Parliament by the Modi government, and all necessary measures must be undertaken to allow a caste census to take place along with the general population census. Then the Central Committee for these 3 days, the main agenda that we discussed was the outline for the political resolution, draft political resolution that we will present to the 23rd Party Congress, which is been scheduled to be held in April in Kannur in Kerala. Now that outline has been discussed by the Central Committee, and based on that discussion of the Central Committee, the Politburo will finalize on many of the aspects that the Central Committee opined and prepare the draft for the consideration of the Central Committee, which will then be placed before the Party Congress. The CPIM has a very vibrant inner party democracy. I don't see any other party following what we do. The draft political resolution for the Party Congress is to be constitutionally, according to party constitution, constitutionally mandated to be released to the public and to the ranks of the party 2 months before the Party Congress. Every single party member can move amendments. Each one will have to be considered and replied to in the Party Congress. And general public can also give their opinion, which will help the party in various ways. So that is also open. But we go through this elaborate process. And for that, by January, the draft resolution will be made public and released. So these were the main decisions that were taken in the Central Committee, which I thought I'll brief you. Now, if you have any questions. The political resolution is about politics, not about elections alone. Elections are also politics. I'm not saying that they're not politics, but it's not only elections. When elections come, those decisions will be taken by the relevant committees and the bodies, like we always do.
सर मेरा दो सवाल नंबर 1, ये आपने कहा कि ऑल इंडिया प्रोटेस्ट होगा महंगाई के खिलाफ, कब से शुरू होगा, कब तक चलेगा, ये अभियान की इसमें कहीं कोई चर्चा नहीं?
आज से शुरू हो गया। हम निर्णय लेते हैं शुरू करने के लिए, और जब निर्णय लेते हैं और ये ऐलान चला जाता है हमारी इकाइयों को, तो तभी से शुरू हो जाता है। अब किस तरीके से होगा ये वहाँ की स्थानिक परिस्थितियों के आधार पर हमारी इकाइयाँ तय करेंगी। कौन कौन इसके साथ जुड़ेगा वो भी वहाँ की ठोस परिस्थितियों के आधार पर तय होगा। तो ये जो प्रोटेस्ट एक्शंस है, ऐसे कई और राजनीतिक पार्टियाँ भी लिए होंगी। तो अब ज़मीन पर अब उन लोगों के साथ संपर्क होगी और ये प्रोटेस्ट एक्शंस के दौरान, और हम समझते हैं कि ये एक बहुत बड़ा मतलब आंदोलन का मुद्दा बनने वाला है आने वाले दिनों में।
सर, जॉइंट प्रोटेस्ट की कोई बातचीत चल रही है आपकी और पार्टियों के साथ?
देखिए, स्थानिक स्तर पर होगा, ये कोई ऑल इंडिया बातचीत नहीं है। अब हर स्टेट में हर स्टेट के अंदर परिस्थितियाँ भिन्न हैं, वहाँ की स्थानिक ठोस परिस्थितियों के आधार पर तय होगा कि कौन आएंगे कौन नहीं। इसके अंदर कोई मतभेद नहीं है। अगर महंगाई के खिलाफ लड़ने के लिए तैयार है लोग और मिलकर लड़ने के लिए तैयार है, तो उसके अंदर कोई भेदभाव नहीं होगा। जो भी तैयार है आए इस आंदोलन को। सवाल ये है कि मजबूत करें ताकि सरकार पे ये प्रेशर पड़े कि ये जो एक्साइज ड्यूटीज़ है इसको वो रद्द करें।
सर मेरा क्वेश्चन बी रह गया सर।
हाँ,
क्या सेंट्रल कमेटी ने इस पर चर्चा किया कि बीजेपी का विकल्प कांग्रेस नहीं है, और अगर कांग्रेस नहीं है तो कौन विकल्प?
देखिए, ये कोई तय नहीं हुआ, ना कोई चर्चा में आए। पहली बात। अगर सी भी है तो पूछ लो आपके पास, हाँ, ए बी सी नहीं है ना, तो एक मिनट तो इसके अंदर ये इसके बारे में कोई चर्चा नहीं। अगर बीजेपी के खिलाफ कोई विकल्प होगा तो वो विकल्प देश की जनता तय करेगी। आप और मैं बैठकर यहाँ पर कोई एक सैद्धांतिक स्तर पर ये तय नहीं होगा। और देश की जनता हर समय इस तरीके की आपदा आई तब जो है विकल्प उन्होंने अपने आप खुद रखा। इमरजेंसी को हराई देश की जनता, जनता पार्टी बनी इंदिरा गांधी के हारने के बाद। वाजपेयी साहब को हराए 2004 में, यूपीए बना चुनाव के बाद। 1996 में वो सरकार को हराया आपने, और संयुक्त मोर्चा जो बना, जो बाद में सरकार दिया देवेगौड़ा साहब का, वो संयुक्त मोर्चा बना चुनाव के बाद। तो हमारा पूरा भरोसा है देश की जनता के अंदर, वो देंगे कौन है विकल्प, लेकिन विकल्प है ज़रूर और वो जनता तय करेगी।
How do you see this scenario currently that every other party in opposition, like TMC, NCP, RJD, they are all attacking Congress or trying to build in Congress? How do you see?
No, you are very senior journalist. You have been through many elections, huh? And you know before every election all these things happen. You know before every election there will be a third front, there will be a fourth front, there will be a people's front, there will be all sorts of things. Everything will happen against somebody or the other. So these things are the natural flow in Indian politics, like water flows, but it will crystallize into an anti-BJP focus, and that crystallization will take place. It is in the process that is happening. In the process of that crystallization, many such things will happen.
राज्यों में चुनाव में जा रहे हैं, 5 राज्यों में गोवा भी एक राज्य है जहाँ पे पश्चिमी बंगाल से ऑलरेडी 3 सांसद गए हैं, 3 जीते गए। ममता बनर्जी भी वहाँ जा रही है कैंपेन करने के लिए। क्या सीपीएम का भी कोई प्लान है ऐसा स्पेशल गोवा को सपोर्ट करते हुए?
हमारी इकाई है गोवा में, वो वहाँ पर जो काम करते आए वो करेंगे अपना काम, अपनी जिम्मेदारी पूरा करेंगे। अब नेता लोग वहाँ पे इसलिए जाते हैं क्योंकि उनकी कोई इकाई नहीं है ज़मीन पे, ना ज़मीन पे आधार है। तभी तो नेता के नाम पर वो समझते हैं कि कुछ लोग इकट्ठा हो जाएंगे। अगर आपके ज़मीनी आधार नहीं है, जितना भी पर्यावरण करिए आप, हाँ, वो जो है राजनीति में वो प्रभाव पड़ेगा।
टीएमसी के लिए क्या भविष्यवाणी है सर, गोवा में क्या करेगी?
हाँ,
टीएमसी के लिए भविष्यवाणी क्या है आपकी, गोवा में क्या होगा? उनका इतने एनर्जी खर्च कर रहे हो,
समझाने में क्या होगा गोवा में बोले तो।
टीएमसी इतना शक्ति लगा रही है गोवा में, सीएम भी जा रही हैं, सांसद लोग जा रहे हैं वहाँ पे, आपको लग रहा है वहाँ पे कुछ चांसेस हैं?
अरे ये आप ये देखिए भाई, इस तरीके के सवाल भारत के राजनीति के बारे में पूछना ही खतरा है। आज तक पता हो आपके कौन सा एग्जिट पोल सही है, ओपिनियन पोल छोड़िए। तो अब देश के अंदर जनता जो तय करती है वो आपको और हमें बताएगी नहीं, वो तय करती है, उस नतीजों पे निर्भर होता है। याद है ना पुराने ज़माने में, आप तो बहुत बच्चे होंगे उस समय, लेकिन हम R.K. लक्ष्मण जी होते थे, उनके कार्टून, वो कार्टून में वो दिखाता है कि एक आदमी घर आता है और अपनी बीवी से कहता है कि भाई एक्चुअल वोटिंग में, उन दिनों में ठप्पा मारना था, कि एक्चुअल वोटिंग में मैंने गलत खाने पे ठप्पा मारा। तो बीवी डांटना शुरू करती है, तो मैं बोला तुम्हें केयरफुल रहना, ये करना। तब वो आदमी बोलता है कि नहीं फिक्र मत करो, वो गलती तो वहाँ पे टप्पा गलत हो गया, लेकिन उसको मैं सुधार लिया एग्जिट पोल में। हाँ, समझे ना? सो एग्जिट पोल में उन्होंने सुधार ली। तो अब क्या सोचता है मतलब देश के लोग, उसके बारे में ज़्यादा हम चलाक ना मारें, वो तय करेंगे। लेकिन एक चीज़ स्पष्ट है, ये असंतोष आज देश के लोगों के अंदर कई कारणों से, महंगाई, आर्थिक व्यवस्था, बेरोजगारी, भूखमरी, और जिस तरीके से कोई भविष्य नज़र नहीं आ रहा, और कोविड की महामारी, उस मिसमैनेजमेंट, इन सब को देखते हुए ये असंतोष बड़े पैमाने पर फैल चुका है और फैल रहा है। इसलिए आप देखेंगे ये जो चुनाव आ रहे हैं इन प्रदेशों में, उसके अंदर बहुत कुछ दम लगाया जा रहा है दुष्प्रचार के ऊपर, गलत क्लेम्स करने के लिए।
Comrade, in the February CC document, you are saying class implication of Kisan project. So in that you are observing that there is a new conflict between the ruling classes and the peasants.
Yeah.
So will it reflect in the current political solution?
Yes, yes, it is there in the outline. It is there. It will get reflected, because you see, what is happening is a very serious matter that all of us should really be concerned with. This is for the first time after independence that you have the leadership of the Indian ruling classes, that is the Indian big bourgeoisie, your Ambanis, Adanis, etc. There is a conflict that has emerged between the big bourgeoisie and the peasantry as a whole, that Kisan struggle brought out, including rich farmers, large sections of the rich farmers. So this contradiction is already set in motion, a snowballing in the political churning. Now this will reflect itself in the growth of many spontaneous outbursts. All three conflicts together. There is now a conflict between the big bourgeoisie and the non-big bourgeoisie, the Ambani Adanis and the MSMEs. And that is brewing. That has the potential of creating further complications and political correlations also. The third thing that is happening is, even though regional parties may want to be neutral as far as BJP is concerned, under pressure, under CBI raids, under misuse of central agencies, whatever reason, even if they want to be neutral, the center-state relations, the way they are deteriorating, where every state government is squeezed for resources, new conflicts are developing between the regional parties in government in the states and the central government. So that will set in a new process. It's already set in. That is why regional parties in government, in states which support the BJP in parliament, but when it came to the All India Bandh called by the Sangyukt Kisan Morcha, many of the state governments cooperated. They closed down the schools, closed down the public transport, in fact gave leave to the government employees, state government employees. So these contradictions are coming, and these three together will generate a lot of spontaneous outbursts. And what we have said is the party should be prepared to intervene in these spontaneous struggles that will emerge.
But as per the party program, the party is against ruling class plus landlord plus rich persons. So you are observing new conflict of observation is contradictory to this.
No, we are opposed to the ruling classes, including the landlords. We continue to be. But what is the conflict now between the big leadership of the ruling class, that is the big corporates, the big bourgeoisie as we call it, and the peasantry as a whole? Landlords have not yet come into this Kisan struggle in a big way. If they come, then the ruling class alliance itself will break. That will be a much more serious thing that will happen. So we'll have to wait and see how these developments move. But there's a very deep churning that is taking place in India, relation between different classes in India. That is what we have to be prepared when spontaneous struggles come. We must be prepared to intervene and to ensure that all that is mobilized against what this Modi government is doing.
So the opposition front that is coming up, the kind of opposition unity we have seen on different issues over like last few months. So was there any discussion about what kind of front do you expect to see coming up against BJP? Which ones would be the parties that would want to go along with something like that?
No, you see, one is that now you have these state elections coming up. Now that is a big political battle. It will be it's a theatre for big political battles. So there, how things will unfold, that is one agenda. No, on all the other issues, whether it's price rise, whether it's the Kisan struggle, whether it is the COVID mismanagement, or asking for more vaccines, on all these things, the major opposition parties have been united and have given joint calls for protest actions, etc. Now this will get strengthened in the days to come. The more these will get strengthened, the more will be the machinations of the BJP to try and disrupt that growing unity. And that they are already trying to do by using their three-pronged strategy. Direct allurement, you join me, I'll give you ministerships, I'll give you this, I'll give you money, etc. Second, your intimidation and pressures through the use of central agencies, your ED and the CBI, etc. Now the Narcotics Bureau also. I mean, you use these central agencies. And third thing, if both of them don't work, then arrest, like you did with Sri Lalu Prasad Yadav, and you kept him out. Now I think after a gap of about 5 years, he's back into the election campaign today in Bihar. So let us see how that will turn out.
As you said, the farmers' strike is turning 1 year, next month. So it's not just in Delhi borders, entire country, because of this realization crisis, farmers are protesting. So how can the biggest producing force in the country sustain this strike? Because what is it? Have you suggested any program for them? For 1 year they are on the streets. So what are the solutions you are offering? The government is not ready for talks. With these 3 laws there, they cannot go back and start farming because it will not get them it will not realize their cost and efforts. So are you planning any agrarian program or something for?
Yeah, that we'll discuss. We are discussing that. That will be part of our political resolution, at least some outline of it. And that will be part of the political. But you see, finally, it is the farmers' organizations that will have to take the decision. We can make the suggestions that they will have to, if they want to face this onslaught of this corporate leadership, which wants to take over everything in the country, including farming and harvesting, then they'll have to organize newer methods for their own production organization. Cooperative productions, cooperative marketing, the government now gives it. But the farmers themselves voluntarily get into cooperative federations. That is the way to face this onslaught of the big capital. But all these are options the farmers have to consider themselves. They'll have to consider and see which is the way in which this resistance can go beyond mere protest. Protest will continue. That will continue. They will continue till this farm laws are repealed. And I think it is fine. The BJP will find it increasingly difficult with these farm laws and this struggle in place, going into elections, particularly in the North Indian states where this is there. That will be, unless of course they are capable of using their money power, using their communal polarization, using their social engineering in terms of mobilizing different micro-social engineering, different castes, etc. They'll use everything. But even then, popular discontent against them is definitely on the rise. It will be very difficult for them.
So previous surveys are still saying that, for example, in Uttar Pradesh, BJP is winning. That's what the surveys are still saying. So, what would you say about that? Because we're seeing a lot of things that are coming on the ground, especially in Western Uttar Pradesh, farmers movement is going on. Still, whatever political, the poll surveys that are coming, they're still saying that BJP is winning Uttar Pradesh.
Well, that is also part of their campaign. No? That is why they control over the media and they control over the social media. Makes these sort of narratives appear that people are saying. It's not people saying, it's that they are saying in the name of the people.
And that poll survey should be banned 6 months before the election.
Yeah, that demand is come, that we'll have to examine. But there's a point in why they are saying this. Because we've seen all of it being rigged, mostly, and to create this sort of an atmosphere. But that's something that requires a little more examination of how legally terrible it is. Okay?
Comrade, you are stressing on issues for opposition immunity. In